call, please.
Trustee Mary Brown.
Here.
Trustee Wilson.
Here.
Trustee Payton.
Here.
Trustee Griffin. Trustee Burdette.
Present.
Trustee Oscar Brown. And Mayor Kelly.
President. Please join me in pledge of allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Time we're going to a little different, because of our veterans are in the audience. Is Pastor Morgan in the audience at all? True Life Church? If not, I infringe on you and Pastor Floyd to open prayer. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our veterans that have given their service and some have given their life, let's observe a moment of silence. Thank you.
This time, I would like to acknowledge all of our veterans in the audience. Could you please stand at this time? All veterans. I stand for my daughter, Yvette Jackson. At this time, I would ask that Sergeant Jacob would come with his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, I got promoted.
I'm sorry.
Just real quick, I'd like to say thank you to our great mayor, to all of our great trustees, our village manager, and to all our department heads, and to my boss, Chief Payton. I just first like to say that I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak. And in reference to all of our veterans, I'd like to say thank you, and I am grateful to all of the veterans that we have here with me today. I didn't really have much to say, except that I feel like I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, simply because of the fact that there's veterans here that have done way far more than what I have done, and there are veterans here that have given the ultimate sacrifice. So I would like to right now just give a round of applause to all the veterans that are here. Me, myself, personally, I served 6 years in the United States Marine Corps, active duty, and I served 6 years in the United States Army. And I'm currently still serving right now my community through working with the University Park Police Department. I've been an officer for a total of 15 years, and I've been an officer in this department now for over 6 years. And I just have to say that I appreciate everything that everyone has done here for our department, for our fellow officers, and for our veterans. Veterans that we do have here do need way more recognition than what is given to them. We need every day to be a Veterans Day, because not just the ultimate sacrifice that they make, but for the generous contributions that they've given, taking time away from their families, to fight in wars, in other countries, to keep this country safe, and then still come home just to have to deal with the troubles that we have to deal with, the violence on the streets, and we contend with that every day. But they still fight, we stay in the fight, and we're going to keep staying here in the fight. So I thank you for having faith in me and having faith in our veterans, and we're going to continue to be here to serve, and we'll be here if you need us.
Mr. Lane, at this time, could you please stand so most people can recognize who you are? Mr. Lane, would you give us your rank?
Excuse me?
Your history, your rank, sir?
Oh, yes. I'm a retired, okay, excuse me. I am Larry Wayne. I'm a retired Sergeant Major from the United States Army. I served in the United States Army for 30 years. And I'm just happy to be a part of this community so that we can move forward with the community as a whole and also bringing all our veterans together so that we can do something for our veterans in this community.
Thank you. And he is the new chairperson of our new Veterans Committee. So all of you that are interested in being a part, please check with Mr. Wayne, give you his information and his name. And not to slight any veteran that is here, I know we are in essence of time, but if you please come up to the podium and every one of you give your name, your rank, and your branch at this time, in your honor. Each military person that's here. Mr. Bobby. Each one of you, please come up, your name, your rank, your rank.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Board. My name is Sergeant Sasha Dion, U.S. Army, served in Iraq 2005 to 2006. Thank you.
Bobby Latham, Special 5, served in Vietnam, 1970, 71.
Lieutenant Anderson served in Afghanistan 2008 to 2009.
Sergeant First Class Franklin, retired, United States Army, 2001, served in Iraq, 1990 to 1991.
My name is Herbert Williams Jr. I'm a Vietnam vet. I did 2 tours in Vietnam, one in 64 and one in 66. I was a E4 naval postal clerk.
My name is Tilford Steele. I'm an E4. I served 2.5 years in the Navy.
Private First Class Joe Rudez, 1982 to 1984, Echo 13-4, attached to the 101st Airborne Unit.
Are there any people in the audience that have family that is not present, that would like to speak out on their behalf, their children, Ms. Boykin?
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am, for saying that because I have 2 daughters that are in the United States Army. I have one that's a lieutenant colonel that's been in for 18 years, and I have one that's a major that's been in 14 years. And I'm so grateful that they did and achieved a bit more than I did. Thanks.
Yes, I am the mother of a Marine, Private Bradley Boykin. I'm not quite sure, I think it was, the dates have kind of escaped me, but I think it was 2005. And he was discharged with an injury, and but he is well. He is living in San Diego among his Marine buddies and loving it. And I am just so proud of him that he said, yes, I will go. That's great.
I'm Clarence Bradley. I served with the 101st Airborne Division, 1954-56. And I have PFC when I come out.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Deborah Taylor, and I stand on behalf of my son, William Anderson, who served proudly in the United States Navy from 2004 to 2012, and he was in Navy intelligence.
I stand for my father, Reverend Charles Floyd Sr. He served as a medic in the Navy, and it was before I was born.
Robertson, both newcomers 3 years as reservists in the Army.
I stand for my late husband, Johnny Williams Jr., who served in the Army from 72 to 75.
stand for my son, Reggie Franklin, who was in the Air Force, finished high school, wandering around afraid to go to the Army because I was in the Army. His buddy pulled him in the Air Force, and he's been there 13 years, and I told him to stay there till he get 25.
I stand here, my name is Lauren Glennon. I work with Felicia, and my husband was in the Navy from 1993 to 2000, and now he's a Chicago firefighter. So.
All right.
I stand for Sergeant Yvette Jackson. Our Iraq War was in 1993 to 2007, 2010, passed away, Air Force. Thank you.
I stand for my dad and my brother, both named Clark. Clark Sr. served in World War II from 43 to 45. And my brother Clark served in the Marines from 69 to 72.
And all of them that are here in the village, newcomers, make sure that your names are on our wall, our veteran wall. We want to acknowledge everyone that served in the village. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Okay, this time, we will go with approval of the minutes. Can I take them all within? We have no objection, let me know, for September 22nd, October 13th, October 27th, and special meeting held September 25th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Rudez, second. Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions, concerns, additions, corrections? If hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mayor Tucker.
Votes aye. And I'm sorry, I wanted to acknowledge fellow worker of mine today, went to his funeral services, Mr. Billy Reed, his family, keep them in prayer. He passed and burial was today. He worked with me and I'm a special, fantastic man, served many years in the military. Okay, unfinished business. Third reading ordinance authorizing the execution of the, I'm sorry, sure, I'm sorry. General public, sorry. Sorry about that. Getting settled on it. Before I do that, I want to thank the newcomer business in the village of University Park that's coming by Solo, the Great Bagel, American Bagel. They supplied food tonight, and they said that that's their honor, their blessing. So we're looking forward to them. They should be in University Park cutting the ribbon in November or early December. So I want a round of applause thanking them for their dedication. Great. Okay. First name,
Visitors are always welcome to all public meetings of the Board of Trustees. To comment on an issue, persons wishing to speak will be called upon by the mayor during section E, general public. The interested party will stand, identify themselves, and make their comment. In order to give proper consideration to all items on this agenda, the mayor will limit participants in the debate and close off protracted, repetitive, irrelevant, or abusive remarks.
okay. Hope everyone's clear on that. Okay. Ms. Mildred Morgan.
Hi, my name is Mildred Morgan. I'd like to thank all of our veterans, including my husband and my son. Want to talk about the credit card expenditures. Just as we started last time, want to talk more about the cars, the vehicles that are here. And I'm going to be talking mostly with the trustees. IT department received a vehicle, 2015. I really don't understand why, because as we monitor, we the people, monitor the vehicle sits on the side of the building for 6 to 8 hours, and then it goes home or wherever. And from the foyer, it shows that that there's over 3,900 miles on the vehicle from the time we had foyer. And it appears to us is that there's more time spent using the vehicle after hours than on the hours. Also, I think I heard someone on the board mention and say something about the vehicle was for him to pick up different items or to use it to go pick up equipment and stuff. Well, as we explore the credit card expenditures, when you have purchases of $75, $145, $55, $60, $80, $100, $15 from the different computer stores and places, that's not enough. The weight, and I'm sure you know your common sense tells you that that's not heavy equipment. So what is the purpose of IT department having the vehicle? What we need to, because the village manager needs a vehicle, that vehicle needs to go to the village manager, because here's what we're going to be trying to do, buy a vehicle for the village manager. We cannot, I repeat, we cannot afford it. Also, in our observation of vehicles, Vivian Covington misuses the vehicle as well, the vehicle that she rides, because there's been 4 different people have been cited driving the village's vehicle, which ought not be. We did not get that vehicle for spouses, friends, family. That's not the purpose in the vehicle. The vehicle is for you to ride and go to wherever that you need to go to pertaining to business here in University Park. So we're going to be putting pressure on the board to let's take that vehicle from IT department and put it rightfully in a place where it can be honestly utilized, and also to give some instructions maybe to the mayor. Maybe she doesn't know how the vehicle goes, and not using, letting friends and family use the vehicle. So we're going to be putting a little bit more pressure and continue to observe. I'd like to get a response on that from anybody, if I can. I'm not here just to talk. I want answers.
Ms. Morgan, as far as the IT vehicle, we will address that on Thursday with the mileage to justify. There are going to be times that IT will have bigger shipments. That's based upon the lease program and when we have to switch out the equipment. We will have to make sure that we're justifying that. And they do need the vehicle, but I also understand what you're saying. But allow us an opportunity to look at when they have to have those large equipment pickups versus when they do not, and give us an opportunity to work out a procedure to better utilize the vehicle.
Okay, I'll accept that. We the people will accept that for now, but we will continue to monitor the vehicle because we don't see how it's being used in a proper way for the vehicle to sit on the side of the building for hours, 6 to 8 hours, and then
No, you answered the question, that's it. Ms. Deborah Taylor, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Did you care to answer the question that's pertaining to people, people utilizing and using the vehicle?
Deborah Taylor.
Excuse me. Okay. Huh?
Thank you.
No, I didn't want you to fall and hurt yourself.
You okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Good one around that way.
Good evening,
Let's stop.
everyone. I'm here basically to address issues.
I beg your pardon?
I'm here basically to address issues concerning finances. I understand that everyone now seems to be in one voice, wanting to move the village forward. But my take on that is that we can move the village forward. You can move forward with a mess, or you can move forward correcting a mess. I asked for your information regarding our positions of the employees in this village, what their salaries were, what their job descriptions are. I didn't receive that.
Celia, can you take, excuse me, still, could you take that outside? Because we can barely hear the lady at the mic, please. Sergeant, Chief, can we take that outside? Because we can barely hear the ladies interrupting the service.
I did receive that information. However, the format in which I received it was quite unacceptable. The first listing that I received for the jobs and the salaries, everything was kind of like helter-skelter. It was disorganized. I think that we need to have something to present to the public in a more organized fashion, perhaps by departments, where we can see the salaries and it's very clear as to what we're looking at. There were several mentions of managers there, but no specifics, no proper nouns as to what type of manager. You know, so it was just kind of vague and kind of general, which still left me with many questions. I think that they need to be cleaned up. If we're going to move forward, we need to move forward. If we're going to do a finance exploratory, then we need to explore it all. A lot of job descriptions that I received, some had salary information, some didn't. Some was dated from 2008, some was updated to 2015. We need to get it together. As far as also the village manager, I asked for information on that as far as the job description for that. I was told that I needed to look into the ordinance of 1974. I graduated from high school in 1974. I noticed this updates to something since then. If not, we need to get our act together. So I'm just simply saying, if I can get it in writing, then I'm asking tonight for a job description for the village manager. I'm asking the village manager to give me her own job description. I don't care, I just want to get it. I want to know what the qualifications were. I heard they were outstanding. I heard the credentials were outstanding. What are they? We need some information. I need some information tonight. My time is up, but I would like to have that.
Thank you.
To address every single question, it may not be in order. As far as what you received, I can't speak to that. But the existing positions that are with the village, the Human Resources Director, Maxine and I, are currently going through the various job descriptions per department within the village. This is also being done with each director. They've been tasked with going through and doing an audit of their existing staff, providing their job codes, their job descriptions, because we all agree, all of them are outdated. There have not been ongoing updates to the village ordinances. Unfortunately, they date back to 1974, but the initiative is now going to be taken to address those because we understand that it is a problem. And taking the chance and opportunity to update them, they have to be presented to the board. As far as my job description, that is in my contract, that was presented in the previous board meeting. It is also applicable to what is out there on the ordinance, so they work hand 2 and 2. Same thing with all of the other job codes. There's the one that's out there on the village ordinances, and then there's the actual job description breakdown that is with the directors. They go together. But the process that we're doing with human resources is to make sure that we get them updated on the ordinances so that they're not going back to 74. So that's going to be a process. As far as you wanting my information, come visit me on Thursday and we can sit down and go through it.
On Thursday at work, what time do you?
You contact me, let me have the number to the office, and I'll be more than happy to go through that with anyone. Because the office is closed tomorrow, so we can just reach out to each other and schedule a time.
Fine. Okay, I think I want to have this over now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Rosemary?
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Mayor, and members of the board and staff, and also residents. My name is Rose Nettles. I have been out here since we were Part 4 South, okay? I do have some questions regarding this $10 million general obligation bond. 4 questions. I will be brief. First, how will the $10 million bond affect the average homeowner's tax bill? Now, I know our market values are inflated, and this is because they don't include foreclosures, short sales, and other distress situations. These are not included. So also it will trickle down to rents in this area. And I'd like to know how it will affect our taxes first. Secondly, our bond rating is low. And I wonder how much of a premium we will be paying for this $10 million bond. Third, what specifically this $10 million will be spent on. Specifically. And fourth, the residents have had a very limited time to react or respond to this proposal, and shouldn't a village already in debt to the tune of $2.5 million, I believe, is the figure, have more than a few days to consider this proposal? And perhaps it should be put to the residents in the form of either a special vote or a referendum. Thank you.
Would you like to address that?
The first question was the $10 million general obligation bond and how it will affect the average homeowner's tax bill. First of all, the $10 million is not all new bond issue. Only $8 million, the $8 million of this 10 is old current debt that we're refinancing. The new debt is in the amount of $2 million. So the $2 million would probably be the only impact on the tax levy, not the current $8 million. The bond rating is low, and the premium, those numbers have not been worked out because we have not approved actually refunding and issuing bonds. The bond underwriter and the council, that has not come forward and been approved by the board. So those figures and numbers will come after that. The third question, the $10 million, what will be spent on? The $8 million will stay as debt. The $2 million is on capital improvements for the village. Currently, we do have a problem with our fire department and our police department and our public works, where we are spending an excess amount of money for the last 3 or 4 years on maintenance of our vehicles. We have improvements that are needed also for the town center. That's what that money will go to. And also the finance department has not had a software financial system upgrade. So that part of that money will be spent for that. But most of it is allocated for capital improvements for the general operations of the village.
Okay, so this wouldn't be for any new development?
No,
Correct. Okay.
no. Currently, what we're seeking out a bond investment underwriter and a bond counsel to look at our current, because now is the better time for the village to, actually the refunding of these bonds should have happened years ago. We're kind of late, very late.
Very late.
And this is going to allow some of the pressure that is on the general fund. You had spoke about a $2 million loss that we're currently putting pressure on our general fund because we are spending money on our operating maintenance and other costs that we should be improving. We should have money to invest in capital improvements. The village is quite old. So this is a need, it's a critical need to refund and refinance our current debt and to allow for additional $2 million for capital improvement.
Thank you. Mr. David Savier.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Trustees, and I just want to say that I am truly proud of each one of you. For the first time in the history of University Park, we are no longer a downtown to four communities. Thanks to you all for getting that I-57 interchange up.
You too, my man. You too.
This is the downtown directly to our town, so thank you very much for that. And believe me, I know how hard it was to get it here. Trust me. In terms of the $10 million bond, I want to talk about that too. You're absolutely correct. It's time to get the bonds done. You're going to refinance your 1998 bond, your 2002 bond, and your 2003 bond into this $10 million, which is going to be about $8 million. But my recommendation would be is to take $1 million and put it into the general fund for general operations, and maybe take $1 million for capital expenditures. Because initially, you're going to reduce the $1.1 million that we're paying on these three bonds down to about $800,000 once you do the refinancing. So it's going to automatically give you additional $300,000 plus into the general fund. So definitely this is a good move in order to move the village forward. But keep in mind, in addition, in refinancing that, you also get rid of that $500,000 bump on the golf course. So y'all are moving in the right direction. So once again, I take my hat off to you in terms of getting that done. That's a good idea. Only problem is, I think you should have started about a month early, because we still may have to hit that $1.1 million bump in December, which I know they ain't gonna be able to get that refinancing done in time, but in the meantime, it's still a good thing on the village because it's going to reduce, once again, add $300,000 to the general fund to be used. It's going to get rid of 1998, 2002, and 2003 bond. It's going to take the weight off the golf course for that $500,000. And also reduce it from $1.1 million down to about $800,000, which is good. So once again, I'm glad to see the village moving forward. Continue to do that. Hand goes off to you. Good job.
And thank you also for being on our finance committee.
Gotcha.
Well, I got a question for Sharon, because if I'm not mistaken, we should have a bond account with money in there, that we get money specifically from Will County.
Yes, you have it's called the debt service fund. We have a separate bank account where when the actual money comes in, which through the tax levy, it goes to set aside to pay for the bond debt.
What's anticipated, is there actually $50 in that account now? That account is still active, correct?
Correct.
And that account is specifically when money comes from the
Mr.
county.
Savier's, yes, trustee, he spoke of December 1st, there's $1 million, close to 900 and some dollars payments that are due to December principal and interest on the three bonds. That money is set aside to pay for that.
So that money is secured in that bond account?
Correct.
Okay.
It's secured in the fund that, it's a U.S. Illinois fund
right.
that is being held in.
Mr. Lawson. All right. Thank you. Mr. Lawson.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, trustees, clerk, treasurer, other department heads, and residents. I recently forwarded some information regarding credit cards. And what I'm doing is putting you on notice that any village official using a credit card must use it only for the village of University Park. No personal use. I've met with our finance director. I've asked her to work with us, providing the information, putting in place policies and procedures so that this will take place. Tonight, I would like to share with you on the mayor's personal spending on the credit card for the years 2011.
I'm sorry, us being who? You said us.
Pardon me?
Us being whom?
The residents, the concerned residents.
People.
For the years 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. And Mayor, we would like to ask you to please reimburse the taxpayer the total amount that's due, which is $7,972.55 that we've determined is personal use. Not only will we do that for the mayor, but we are also doing this for every trustee that has used a credit card. We will ask you to reimburse the village this money. We are taxpayers. This is on our backs, and you will no longer use the village money like it is yours.
That's right.
And we are asking for it back. We will file a writ of mandamus, a writ of prohibition, whatever we will have to file to get this money back. Abby Shaw is working with us, along with the state's attorney, and we're gonna follow this through until that money is returned to the village. Mayor, may I have permission to approach?
Yes.
Well, while you're approaching Mrs. Lawson, the trustees have no credit cards or no access to village credit cards. So just, you know, you won't trouble yourself, but do your work.
Okay. And where did you do that?
Yeah, I have, yeah, trustees have no ability to spend any money.
Well, we use.
My credit card might be better than the village.
Okay, Ms. Lawson.
This is just the beginning. We will continue because there's misuse and monies are being spent inappropriately.
Okay, I'm sorry, your time is up, thank you.
Thank you.
I will, for the audience, acknowledgement. $36.28 in cost center. Excessive luggage, $60 oriental trade, which is bought for things for the village. Walmart bought things for the village. Receipts have all been given. PK Caters, that was something for the village for dinners. Here for the people in the village, University Park, Golf Center, $19, that's really strange. Cooper's Hawk, we had bought that, that was also for the village. Golf Center and $31. These Las Vegas buffets, excuse me, I'm speaking, please, I'm speaking.
If you would just highlight those things that are business, and we can not even address those.
I'm speaking, please don't do that.
I just wanted to share with you an easier way to do
We have
it.
an automobile that's 10 years old that I drive, and that's to be maintained. And, you know, Embassy Suite, and this isn't the one that I took you when I was in Washington, that's not the one, so you have to put it right.
You didn't take me there, I paid my own way.
When I went, and I put all that.
That was in
on my own.
2015.
That was my own money that I paid for.
You didn't pay my flight?
So, no, I did not, so anyway.
Right, I paid for
We did
myself.
also receive, we just received something, you got that letter?
This is business.
We just received something, and it says here, removal as the treasurer of the UPAPBB, Ms. Vanessa Star Lawson. I hope this letter finds you well, effective October 5th at 6:56.
That has nothing to do with
You will have
paying
been
this
removed
money
from the
back.
treasurer of the University Park Association. The board came to unanimous vote to remove you
And
due
we
to
also
an
want to remind
inability
you
to
that we
provide
love you
financial
and
records.
we love
Excuse
you
me,
too, guys.
excuse me.
We love
We're
you.
talking about records for the village and monies owed, financial records as well as the bank statements for the last 2 years. Upon your receipt of this letter, please return any and all properties belonging to the village and University Park, University Association for Youth Baseball, Mr. James Burlington, within 3 to 5 business days. We have all been served this letter, and you can address that.
That has nothing to do with the money that you owe the taxpayers.
Highlight,
Excuse
and
me,
then we'll
officer,
get back
could
with
move
you.
them? I've asked you to sit down, please. It's
Next
over.
meeting.
You were
The next
reading a letter
person
to
is,
me.
Elizabeth Williams.
Okay.
Could you speak, please?
Hi, Mayor, hi, trustees.
Hello.
I'm not here to start a trouble or anything, but my name is Elizabeth Williams, and I'm here, and I ought to give my time to Ms. Starloff.
For the year of 2011, Mayor, you owe $1,551.28.
Oh, you know what, I'm not gonna
For
allow
the
this.
year of
Excuse me,
2012,
I'm done. No, this is
you
not
owe
allowed.
$3,827.08.
For the year of
Robert Rules of Order.
No, I'm telling you, Robert Rules of Order. We're not gonna allow this. This is nothing but, no. I'm not
For the
gonna
year
allow it.
2014.
Excuse me, thank you very much. Ms. Kathy Roberts,
$3,827.
and remove her from this facility right now. Right now. It's a disturbance to the meeting, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Kathy Roberts.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, I think, did you want to make a comment?
Not really.
Oh, I think that you just signed it.
Oh,
You
you
just
signed
signed
it.
it.
You signed
Signed
it.
it.
But since I'm up here,
Okay.
I will speak. I have lived in this village for 16 years. I'm not really sure about who's who and what's what. I'm still learning. It's all a process. I'd like to make an educated decision on what I feel may be going on here in the village. But my only cry is for transparency. The people of the village deserve to know exactly where the monies are going and if they spend appropriately or inappropriately. And I think everyone here would agree to that.
Me too.
Ms. Jessica McGee, is that? Okay. Gina Williams.
Good evening, Mayor, elected officials, and residents. I just want to thank our vets who served and are still serving. You've done so much and did so little. It was interesting to just watch what just played out, because it's funny how this mayor has sat here all these years. We've had other mayors. No one ever did a boy on them. We had a manager that sat there, and even though the trustees can't spend the money, it doesn't mean he can't spend the money for you. So I started doing what Mrs. Mildred Morgan, she's teaching us well. So I'm going every day up there to that village hall, and I'm getting everybody's expense records, travel, you name it. Thank you, Ms. Morgan, because now we're gonna really have a field day up here. And we're gonna see where all the money is going, and who's spending, who's traveling, whose airplane, was there a canceled check? Why wasn't even credit card used? If you can pay for it, you should pay for it anyway. When I traveled with the union, I would bring my daughter on trips, but I would give them the money ahead of time. They would show me the itinerary, and if I wanted her to sit with me, I had the plane, the time, and everything. So I didn't have to reimburse anyone, because you couldn't use the credit card that way. So let's keep it straight. And I think as far as all the different clubs and organizations, yes, we need to know where that money is going to. Let's be accountable. Let's be transparent. People of God, let's do it. Now, I watched this G.I. Joe gentleman from Fox Valley who staged his own death because, what, the village manager was moving in on him? That brought me back to Ms. Bowler and what was happening here. All this corruption. This man was under such scrutiny, he staged his own death to make it look like a homicide. We still have never found out why she was removed. I still would like to know, but I'm not going to stand here and hold the mic hostage, as some people do, to get an answer. I would like to know why a contract was presented to this young lady before Ms. Bowler was even dismissed. That sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen, doesn't it, ma'am? And if it does, she could own University Park. It would be called Delano Park. Because she got the money, she got the clout, which in my book spells favor with God, favor with men. She could do that if she wanted to. So I would like to know what's going on with the audits, what's happening with the young man that stood here and found all those checks that were in the golf course. There was ghost payroll. Oh yeah, we got some questions here. What's happening with the golf course as far as the contract? Why do I not see Tim Williams here anymore? So I would like to know, and I would like to know too, since Mr. Payton is pushing forth this development, I want to make sure it's creditable, because I remember Mr. Rudan telling me to read an article from the Southtown, Tom Dark wrote. So I would like to revisit some of that to make sure we're doing things on the up and up. So yeah, people, get your paper and pen out, because I have a lot of questions, so in case y'all forgot any of them, maybe you might want to write it down. I haven't heard the time, and you need to be quiet, ma'am.
3 minutes.
You need to be quiet.
I gotta sit down, you gotta sit down.
Sir. Did the time
Have
go
a
off?
seat. Ding, 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 ding.
You know what?
I'm saying she's out of here.
Yes, please, lady.
And you know what? If you come over here by me, we're gonna stand in front of that dog. Oh, wow.
Sir, that's it.
3.
It's Millie.
Millie, sit down, sit down.
No. This lady is not gonna be back. I'm not going no dog over here.
Take Don King out. Take Don King out. Put cuffs on.
I would like to answer my question.
She's acting
Okay. The service has.
She's still talking. That's what she's protesting, equality.
You can't do that. I'll come and take her out though. Illegal protest.
Stop the meeting.
It's out.
You know what? I'm gonna make a motion and we adjourn the meeting.
I mean, it's okay, but she has.
What'd you say now? So what'd you say now?
Disorderly conduct.
What time? What time? Disorderly conduct. You called?
Recess. I mean, you can vote, you gotta have a.
Take Don King out.
This is ridiculous.
Take Don King out.
You'll get you a mouth.
That is not cool.
She needs to go. Oh, no, hey,
No, go and do it. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted.
illegal. I mean, this is what they do people when they.
That's what you wanted. That's what you
But
wanted.
don't handcuff her.
But that's what you wanted.
You gotta do it. No, I didn't want to.
That's what you, oh yes you did.
No, I didn't. That's an illegal protest. She has to do her.
That's what you did. That's what you wanted. This is what happens. Stop edging people on when you do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don King just got arrested.
Don't say that. Let's tell you what, that's it. No, she shouldn't have been around. She should have just. They should have just beat this people. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move that we go back to adjournment, please. Thank you.
They should have just picked up and took her out.
Let's move on. Okay, Mr. Walter Franklin. Is everybody in favor? Come back to adjournment? Excuse me, everyone? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Mr. Walter Franklin? Walter Franklin.
She left out.
Good evening, Madam Mayor.
Good evening, sir.
Board of Trustees. My name is Walter Franklin. I live at 1113 Amherst in West Park. And I have a concern about the trees. I had stacked limbs now out in my driveway. My question is, what do the village plan to do about it? Do we have any money to remove them? If we do not have money to remove them, what do I have to do to remove the ones around my house?
What's your address again, sir?
1113 Amherst.
1113
Amherst, A-M-H-E-R-S-T.
Sir, since those managers, right now, I'll make sure that someone gets to that, and you can leave your information with them, and get back to them, okay?
Because last winter, that snow hit them, they start cracking.
Okay.
And me and the neighbors, I'm talking, they're going to be ready to come down. I mean, they're dead, everything is falling to the ground. We have automobiles in the driveway, and if they come down, they're going to just say everything's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Townsend? Yes. There was a gentleman, Mr. Plankton. and he wanted to make sure he had a complaint about his trees. He lives in 1113 Elmhurst Lane.
Okay.
So could you,
I'll
address that
talk
for tomorrow? No, I'm talking tomorrow with someone at Public Works.
We're
About
closed
the
tomorrow,
trees.
so I'm just
I'm
going to
sorry,
information since it's
Thursday. Thursday, thank you. Okay,
Okay.
all right, unfinished. Okay, unfinished business. Third reading, ordinance authorizing the execution of an investment banking service agreement with Stern Brothers Company as bond underwriters for the Village of University Park, Cook County, Illinois, in connection with the insurance of a 10 million general obligation bond series. A, is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Lewis, second. Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions?
I just want to make, I have to say this, Mayor, I think this is not the first, as some of the general public may think that we're just starting this. We knew about this 6 years ago, and 4 years ago, and to now, we as a board did nothing. And we knew about these, combining our bonds and reducing the, it's a good thing that the interest rates are, after 6 years, that the interest rates are still reduced for us to do this. So this is not the first time that this has been brought before us. Everyone who has come before us to talk about these bonds, the gentleman here has been here 4 or 5 times in the last 6 years to talk to us about this stuff. So this is not the first time. And it is time. We should have moved on this way before now. And finally, we're going to bring a relief where it's sorely needed.
Thank you, sir. Any others?
It's been a long time coming, I think this was forecasted. If we didn't take action prior to this, well, let's just move on and take care of business.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving the list forward, roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Vote aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Aye.
Motion carries, Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2015-43.
Thank you very much. All right, unfinished business. Third reading an ordinance providing for the insurance of not to exceed $10 million general obligation bond series 2015A of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, and for the levy of a direct annual tax sufficient to pay the principal and the interest on said bonds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Rudez, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions, concerns? Roll call.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Vote aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Both aye.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, there was something, I'm sorry, there wasn't issued. Is this correct? I know it's out of order. Can I ask a question? They had a bond ordinance was passed, it's not passed on October 22nd, just the first and second. We're doing the third now. It was in here. It said on page 5. Can we make that correction? Apologize. Okay. It says it on the front, but it doesn't in the body of it, that's all. I just want for consistency. Okay? So we don't want to get caught up in
No, it says first and second readings were approved on October.
right, but on page 5, it just says it was passed, the ordinance was passed. That's okay. Just for clarification in my part. Okay, thank you.
Your vote, Madam Mayor.
Aye.
It's approved, and that ordinance is ordinance 2015-44.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
2015-44.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. New business. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we A and B and the unfinished?
Yes, we just did. Okay. New business. First, second, and third reading ordinance approving Louis Crackner, LTD, Crackner, K-Car, as a bond counsel of corrections of the Village of University Park, Little Hood County, Illinois, connections with the insurance of the $10 million general obligation bond series 215A. Is that their motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Rudez, second. Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions, concerns?
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Wilson?
On the request for board action, the cover sheet, it says issuance of not to exceed $10 million. But in the letter from K-Car, it says, we're pleased to provide an engagement letter for our services as bond counsel for the village in connection with the issuance of Series 2015A and 2015B in the approximate amount of $17 million. Does this letter need to be corrected, Madam Attorney? Because we're not voting on.
Because, well,
You're voting on the action item, that's for the $10 million.
It will be corrected.
yeah.
We're not voting on the letter.
When we submit the final letter, it will be changed.
We vote.
Okay, I just wanted that for the record,
No
because
problem.
we're not voting on 17
I
million.
understand.
Paul, we just approved 10 and not to exceed.
Yeah. But, right, yeah, but it
But I'm looking at the letter.
I know, but that's not what the vote was for, the letter. We just approved that.
Right.
I know,
The
but
letter
the
is
University
attached.
Park, the way we do business, I just want clarity.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, plus, yeah, like, that was my question as well. Okay, so we'll get that revision soon. Okay, thank you. And, okay, any other questions?
All right.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Vote aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Vote aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Vote aye.
And Mayor Dutton.
Votes aye.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2015-45.
Thank you very much. B, first, second, and third reading ordinance accepting Terry Ford proposal for the purchase of two 2016 Ford Police Utilities SUV interceptors for the Village University Park Police Department, authorizing expenditures of funds for the employees' expense tax funds for the first annual payment. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Larry Brown.
Second.
Second by trustee Ms. Wilson, I'm sorry. Any questions, concerns?
Yes, I do have some
Yes,
questions
sir.
and concerns. Mayor, I just really don't see the urgency to rush out with the squad cars right now when Public Works is hurting so bad with the equipment, with the expansion of Interstate I-57 and the entrance on and off ramp. I know, but that's only one truck. That's only one truck, and basically that truck, you're gonna have to have personnel pretty much stationed in that industrial park area by that interchange. And we're already down on manpower. Now we don't have much equipment, and a lot of that equipment is faulty. So I would think it would be a lot better used if we put more money into the Public Works Department and maybe look to the Police Department in the springtime for more things.
Well, I hear you and I understand that. However, our police's safety, and they need to be getting out here running around, and the cars run 24 hours, 7 days, 3 days a week. So I see your point too, and we're needing in both areas.
I mean, we just got like 3 squad cars last year.
Yes, sir.
We got 3 squads last year. Right now, I think the priority should, in my opinion, just my opinion, would be to
Plus,
put
we
your
just
money
got
into the Public Works Department.
Plus, we just got some new police officers too, so thank God for that.
Yeah.
We need to be on
Yeah.
guard. We have so many complaints about security and.
Yeah, public safety is one of my strong points and
Yes.
advocacy, but I also know that one of the times we're fastly approaching, and if we fall short on our obligation, we just took over the county road on Exchange Boulevard that goes from Western all the way to University Parkway. We got a whole industrial park, 1 truck. We might have 3 good trucks in Public Works.
And see, and that's
We
another.
might have 3 good trucks in Public Works, and we're gonna we just got 3 squads in the police department. No, not because I'm a public advocate, I'm a strong advocate for public safety, but I'm gonna voice my opinion. I don't think that this has been done right. I think we should add 2 more vehicles to the Public Works Department. And then, don't y'all really appreciate that head tax now? Don't y'all really appreciate it? You really should, because everybody was last time.
Trustee, and I'm saying, Trustee Rudez, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think both of these entities involve public safety, and I more than anyone, I know we do have the worst, we may have the worst vehicles in the southern region as far as our public works is concerned.
Don't say it on TV.
I think, and I know we do have some business concerning that are going to address some of the issues with public works. I know we spoke earlier, I want to say back in August and September, about our readiness for this winter. And I was under the impression that we were going to look at those vehicles that the county may have to give to, and they give to certain communities. It might be for a nominal fee, but they're still very workable vehicles for local use. I do have a question with this. Back in 2006, we had an ordinance that dealt with truck weight enforcement, and it's been 9 years, and there's never been a time when we've been consistent with the truck weight enforcement. The idea of that was to items such as this for the police department if they need equipment. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm just out there trying to get money, but you know our streets need to be safe. We have 18-wheelers coming up and down our roads on a daily basis. Now we have the interchange. And my question to the chief is, where are we with our truck weight enforcement, and what's going on?
Understood. Officer Anderson, stand up, please. Officer Anderson will be sworn into the department today. He's coming from the Illinois State Police and Bradley University Police Department. He will be our dedicated truck enforcement person. And we will be writing real weight tickets worth thousands of dollars a stop.
Real tickets.
We have taken the steps in the police department to get dedicated truck weight enforcement. I understand sincerely there's been your concern before I got here and after I got here, and we're working diligently to work that out. So he will, once he's done with his field training, 16 weeks of field training, he will be dedicated Monday through Friday, 6 to 2, truck weight enforcement. He'll get that interchange ready, waiting for these trucks to come through, getting these overweights, and getting this money back into the general fund.
And I think having one is good, but I think since we are a 24-hour operation, we need to take steps to do it day and night. And that was the reason for this, was to reduce the amount from the budget on the residents by utilizing it's a service. We're keeping our roads safe, and when it comes to if we have to repair them, we'll have other options.
Right.
Right now we don't have those options.
That is correct, trustee, and I just actually had a meeting with the finance director, and the police department's up $100,000 in the hole because we projected $100,000 for truck weight enforcement for this year's budget, and none of that has occurred as of right now. So we're working diligently to deal with those matters. Officer Anderson is going to work on that, and I've had a couple of officers that have interest in going to truck weight school. It's a 2-week course that's taught through NEMR, and we're working towards that. And then to be realistically honest with you, the reason we're asking for the vehicles is, right now I don't even have a vehicle dedicated to truck enforcement. The pickup truck that we had in the back of the police department is unserviceable, and that is the vehicle that was previously used for truck enforcement. And then to justify the vehicles, for the first time in a while, this police department is going to be in full strength by the end of this year. That means I'm going to be able to have 4 to 5 officers on the street during any given 12-hour shift. Right now I'm working at 3 officers some nights, 4 officers here and there, and some shifts my minimum staffing are 2 officers during the day. But at the end of the year, we will have the staffing to be fully complemented, which is why we need the vehicles. Without the vehicles, maintenance fees are going to skyrocket. You know, I have vehicles going through tires like water because, you know, the tires that are used on law enforcement vehicles have a faster wear life, you know, than regular tires on vehicles. So we're going through tires every 6 months compared to every 1 or 2 years as regular vehicles, as well as we have other maintenance issues going on. So this is the reason why we're requesting the vehicles. I did pull the commander's vehicle out of the rotation, and that vehicle is in the process of getting marked, to be a marked squad car. So we're trying our best in the police department to try to supplement the vehicles, but we're just are hitting short on that subject.
And the other thing I would like to ask you is on the maintenance of our vehicles, not just your department, but for the village. Who do we have as a fleet manager of our vehicles to keep track of what is going on, when the maintenance is due? These are the things that, you know, Ms. Taylor was up here, you know, we've been well aware that we've been behind. And, you know, I have to tell you, we've gone through probably more turmoil than any other town, anywhere.
Yes, we are.
But I think you can still do more than one thing at a time. And part of the problem is having vehicles. We have vehicles that have been abused. Individuals abuse these vehicles, and they're not being accountable for them, or they're not being held accountable for them. Exactly. And it's like we just, throwing good money after bad, and not holding individuals accountable. I was a part-timer for this department 15 years. Every time I came to work, I had to go over my vehicle. I had to do it was like 2 or 3 pages of items. I had to check the oil. I had to check the antifreeze. I had to check the transmission fluid. I had to check my tire, the tire level. I had to check to see if my tires are good. Because there was a time we had the worst squads in the South region. It wasn't a matter of getting to the calls. It was a matter of the vehicle stalling. And I have to say, since I come on board as a trustee, we corrected that back in 2005. So, and I would tell you, we have come a long way as far as our vehicles are concerned. But the other upgrade was this truck weight enforcement. That's a big thing for me. I'm a deputy with the Sheriff's Department, and I can tell you the truck weight enforcement program there in 2006, these individuals made $6 million. It was 2 individuals. The following year, I guess there were so many complaints from individuals, they cut it back, and they still made $3 million. 2 people. So it's very lucrative, but at the same time, I don't want to look at the greed. I'm looking at the safety aspect of it. We have individuals, again, run up and down our streets. Trucks out, just count them. I can sit right here on University Parkway and count them. And I can tell if a truck is overweight. I can just look at it. You can look at the tires and tell if it's overweight. The orders are put in place to give us so that we don't have to share our fines with the state. We bought our scales from South Holland. This is back in 2006, and I always ask, the scales been properly certified? You know, have they been calibrated? I ask this question. I won't do it up here at the board meetings, but I'm concerned about it because it's the investment and the lucrative aspect of it. And that's what it was designed to do. So when you guys need something, truck weight enforcement, that's what it was created for.
Understood.
Yeah, I would just like to speak to Trustee Ruiz's concerns and his comments. What was supposed to be on this agenda this evening were actually 2 bond issues. This first one is actually for just the refinancing of our existing bonds. And there was supposed to be another one that addressed your concern, Trustee Ruiz, because we had put $200,000 in that bond issue for trucks and cars for the police department and public works. So that, in addition to fixing up, the town center here, getting a decent bathroom, for example, for here, maybe doing remodeling, moving Village Hall over to the town center, repurposing the existing Village Hall, having $1 million for matching funds for the final redevelopment of the roadway in front of Government State University, to Cicero, money for fixing up Pine Lake, fixing up the bathrooms and so forth. So that, there were, for the software that Finance Director Floyd mentioned earlier, so that we can manage this village with some information. We're really in the dark ages, so I don't know why, Mayor, it was taken off of the agenda, but I hope in the very near future we can have a special meeting, to put it back on. Otherwise, we're not going to really have the money, the resources to move this village forward.
Also, yes, I do, John Johnson and I used to sit there and every third Friday, we used to think, there goes another truck, there goes another $17,000. So to let you know, and thank you for what you're doing, Chief, because those trucks, one bill was $17,000. And we counted on average, 10 every Friday?
Sometimes 15.
Sometimes 15. So I'm really happy that you have an officer in place, because that's hundreds and thousands of dollars that we're losing in the RDMJ hour. So thank you so much for acting on that. Trustee Williams?
I got two questions for you, Chief. First of all, my first question is, how do you get to an emergency call in the darkest day of the winter and the coldest, snowiest day and the road is not plowed?
That's right.
Question number one.
Can't do it.
First question.
You can't get to that.
To answer your question, that's correct, you can't get there. And I will say this. I do understand and sympathize where you're coming from in regards to public works. Public works and the police department is supposed to work hand in hand and doing everything in regards to this village. Especially in the wintertime, we're plowing the roads and making sure there's self-passage for police vehicles and citizens. So, I do wholeheartedly support your position in regards to that. As far as what was your second question, Trustee?
And my second question is it possible that you can maintain and just take one of these cars off the police department and hold it off for 5 to 6 months when our new budget comes in May 1st and allow Public Works to immediately go out and put that second vehicle to the Public Works department? We'll have, instead of 2 squads going to the police department, 1 squad to the police department and 2 trucks to the Public Works department, instead of vice versa. And if you can just bear with us for 5 to 6 months. That's
If there's a bond issue passed, you can buy it by the end of this year.
Yeah, well, I was looking forward to being done now because we need to, we never know when it's going to be. But that's my second question, Chief.
So here's the situation, as far as manpower is concerned, and the reason I am asking for the vehicle is simply a manpower reason, okay? Once I get these officers on board, I will not have enough vehicles, okay? When I get to this 4 or 5 number, I will not have enough vehicles for these officers.
When do you anticipate that?
I should have, I got 1 just starting, getting sworn in today, I got 2 more in the pipeline. This should be done by the end of this month, based on the Police and Fire Commission's projection. I don't have
You
the
still have to
issue.
go to the academy for training?
No, they're all certified. All the officers that are coming on are all fully certified at this time. So, the police department's position is very strict at this point as far as vehicles are concerned. I have 2 2007 Crown Victorias that's costing this village hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month as far as maintenance is concerned. We just had an alternator go out, we just had a water pump go out on the vehicle, and several other items on these vehicles going out, as well as getting new tires for all these vehicles. If the village is willing to absorb these maintenance costs for the next 2 to 3 months or 5 months, then that's perfectly fine. But I will say that the maintenance costs will outweigh the benefits of getting these 2 new vehicles. But the decision of the board, for 1 vehicle, we can do 1 vehicle, and then I will have to pull another vehicle off the street that's used as a take-home vehicle from the commander and put that in service as a squad car. But then at this point, I'll be the only person on call available to come to town during an emergency situation. So that's what that leaves us. So there are various avenues that can be used, but it's still taking something from the police department that's needed.
All right. Any others? Roll call.
Trustee Mary Brown.
Both sides.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Votes no.
And Mayor Cummings. Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2015-46.
Thank you very much. Okay. Who's second and third reading ordinance accepting the proposal of the South Shorewood Home and Auto Incorporated municipal lease program for the lease and purchase of a combination utility tractor, snow blower, mower for the Public Works Department, and authorizing expenditures and funds for the employer expense tax on for funds for the first annual payment. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Gomez, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions, concerns?
Yeah, I do have,
Sir?
I'll withdraw, that's all right.
Okay. Need a roll call, please.
Trustee Larry. Votes aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Both sides.
Aye.
But I don't have a question, I'd just like to make a statement after that. Like, this is specifically to our city management. Since it looks like we're gonna have a lack of snow moving equipment, I would hope that we can implement some kind of policy to allow our minority contractors within our community the opportunity to come out and plow the snow if there's a bad snow or something like that. But there needs to be another mechanism in place. That's all, that's the only thing I'd like to say.
To that ordinance. I'm sorry.
Ordinance 2015-47.
And to that point, we do have had, I thought that we had an understanding of that. Thank you. I thought we had an understanding that at any time there was an emergency that we would call.
We don't have that on paper.
No, we didn't have anything on paper, but this is one of those issues that I talked about, trustee, back in, it was late August, early September, to speak about our salt reserves and to speak about this upcoming winter, because we got hung up last year. It was unnecessarily.
Man, you was out there
We were out there shoving. And
You
it's
will
like-
be again this year.
No, I got bad hip this year.
So sorry.
And I'm sorry, and I'm just saying, you know, I was under the impression too that we were gonna reach out to those who live in town with the ability to be on call, to help with snowplow operations.
Because we did talk about, but we don't have any criteria or anything, we don't have a criteria.
I like to request the village manager comes up with some criteria, because every year for the last 4 years, over in Fairway Club Estates, several of us have been snowed in and can't get to work, every year for the last 4 years. And there are several people here, residents with snow piles, everybody's looking for extra money, call in people, get a list going, and put people on contract. It's easy, but let's put it in writing. I agree with Trustee Lewis. Let's put it in writing instead of just talking about it every winter.
I'm sorry. Okay, trustee. Yes, please.
Mayor, board, and viewing audience, those processes have already started and being put in place. I've been working not only with Public Works, but with our Public Works consultant. You will be seeing a Public Works Director position posted as of Thursday. Our proactiveness has already been where we've broken the community down in quadrants, and we're assigning individuals to each of those quadrants, also in the industrial part. They're going to be dedicated to those areas. They will be working split shifts in order to make sure that not only do we get it done, but we don't burn people out at the same time. In each one of those quadrants, we're identifying not only where there are cul-de-sacs, where there are homeowners associations, we're taking into consideration each one of those factors. We've already started looking and putting together the list for the backup plan and bringing in that assistance and help that we need from the local contractors that do the same thing. And keeping in consideration that we cannot violate existing union contracts. So to answer your question, we're on it.
And when will be going to be posting that Thursday, your listening audience will be posting a position for Public Works, so please, as Public Works Director.
Yes, Public Works Director.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's finished. First, second, and third reading ordinance accepting the proposal of Terry Ford for the lease purchase of a new 2015 Ford F-650. I'm sorry. Yes, we did the roll call, there were so many questions afterwards, okay.
This is a gun truck. This is, you gotta vote on this.
Yeah, it is, that's right, it was, the one before was 2015-47.
Right?
Excuse me, trustee, we're on, that was C. Now we're in D. Okay, thank you. First, second, and third reading ordinance accept the proposal of Terry Ford for the lease purchase of a new 2015 Ford F-50 650 with dump body and plow and spreader for the Department of Public Works, and authorizing expenditure of the funds from the TED tax and the first annual payment. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Otis. Second. Second by trustee Wilson. Is there any questions, concerns? Roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Both sides.
Trustee Wilson.
Both sides.
Trustee Pace.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Both sides. Thank you very
Madam
much.
Mayor, that's ordinance 2015-48.
Thank you. First, second, and third reading, ordinance approving a letter of agreement with and LLP to conduct annual audits for the fiscal years 2014, 2015, and thank God, 2016. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Rudez. Second by trustee Wilson.
Yes, Paul.
Paul Wilson. Concerns, questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Votes aye. Thank you so much. We're finally getting
Ms.
current with this. We are so happy.
Thank you, Ms.
We're finally
Lloyd.
getting current with our audits. Okay, resolution. I'm sorry, did you have a?
That's 2015-49.
Thank you very much. Resolution accepting and approving the annual audit for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2013. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee
Second.
Reyes, second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Votes aye. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, that's resolution 2015-23.
Thank you. Resolution of the Village of University Park and Wilkes Counties approving a conference attendance policy. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Larry Brown, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Wilson. Questions, concerns? Further information, this is something that we're trying to put together, so when there's conferences and we're having policies on bringing receipts back and accountability and transparency when we go on these conferences. Okay? Roll call, please. Roll call.
Trustee Rudez.
Uh-oh.
Votes aye.
Okay.
Trustee Payne. Trustee Payne.
Oh, aye. Going this way.
Trustee
Yeah, right.
Wilson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Votes aye. Thank you very much.
And Madam Mayor, that's resolution 2014-24.
15, that's what? That's 24?
Yeah, 24.
Okay, before we do that, do you want to do this now before we'll pay or after? Okay, we can do swearing in before we do bills payable. Well, no, let's just do bills payable, so we have fun here tonight. It's such a joyous
Get to
thing.
sit through an entire board.
Exactly. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. A summary for your approval is the listings of general operating expenses in the Village of University Park has occurred in the last 2 weeks. Period of October 14, 2015 to November 10, 2015. This is the grand total of all expenses. General operating funds, $175,443.35. Road and bridge, $9,444.73. Town center, $3,859.42. Golf course, $30,284.83. TIF 5, $171,108.03. Capital funds, $11,764.81. After payroll, $18,161.64, totaling $420,066.81. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Payton.
Second.
Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions? Concern? Yes. Yes, sir. Trustee Payton.
Just check number 85907 to Robinson Engineering for $65,947. What period is that for?
This is going from August through September.
2 months?
Yeah, they have, they've been working on a couple of projects, so, and those projects being, the University Parkway, so this is 2 months. It looks like this is service through July and August. Invoice dated September, but if you wanted to see the detail, I do have it here for that check. You want to see all of their charges for their services.
Any others? And I guess this is what the chief was talking about, Ford Motor credit, for the $11,764.81. So I can understand his feelings. Okay, any others? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye to pay the bills.
Trustee Wilson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Payne.
Votes aye to pay the bills.
Trustee Rivera.
Votes aye to pay the bills.
Okay, get off
And
my
Mayor
way.
Covington.
Votes aye.
It's good to have a little light spirit.
I'm telling you, it's wonderful.
Praise the
Okay.
Lord.
and
Never
my
dull
son-
moment in this town.
That's right. Okay, reports right now. I guess we'll do the swearing in at this point. Clerk, you go.
No, let's make it legal.
For this tonight, won't you?
Don't turn your back to me, huh?
First action.
Congratulations.
This way you're gonna do it. Yeah. I didn't like your
You
backside.
had the good parts there.
Yeah.
She had the soft there.
Ready? Want to read your name?
To the office of
Police officer.
police officer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of police officer
of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
God bless.
I got mine, but I'll take one more.
Madam Mayor, Madam Mayor, Madam Mayor. Officer Anderson,
Yes.
I need him first.
Sir?
I will see.
that said, we're going to make it short because we have an executive session. But my report is to let you know, I thank God for everything that's happening here in the Village University Park. Mr. Townsend is in the audience. The day we had the ribbon cutting, thank goodness for that. And we should give ourselves an applause. That very evening, same evening, this company came out and had a meeting with myself and Ms. Townsend. And they are here coming to do some work for the Village University Park. They're right now told them to get their paperwork together and their proposals. And I'm going to make a copy for this. I apologize for it. And we're going to have a meeting on it. He wants to have business with the village. He's looking for gas stations, convenience stores, drugstores, Walgreens, BCS, retail, shopping centers, small strip mall, family-style restaurant, Denny's, Applebee's, IHOP, fast restaurant, McDonald's, Culver's, KFC, Taco Bell, Wendy's, retail shopping, strip mall, Dunkin' Donuts, retail stores, Sharon Williams, Advanced Auto hotels, 2 hotels, larger limited-size hotels, industrial building, tenant building, and a warehouse. So this is something that we're getting ready to go into negotiations with this company. I'm very happy. University Park is really moving. Also, that will be coming to the board for a workshop. And Tuesday, I'm on the Transportation Committee, and Mr. Is he still out there, Mr. Townsend? I'm very proud to say, yes, he's here. I'm happy to say that on the committee, we had a vote. We had a letting here. I will share University Parkway, Crawford, Metro entrance, reconstruction towers of $4 million. And we were at the meeting Tuesday, and they stated that there's no meeting in December, so hopefully they'll decide they were gonna vote, because we had no bids for this, but the next time we had bidded too high, they bidded lower. We got 6 bids. Yesterday they emailed me, and the board had asked us to vote. We and Glenwood were the only ones that were voted, and we're elected to get that $4 million. Mr. Townsend, I asked you to come up and explain even more, and then we're looking for also $1 million letting in January. Would you elaborate on it? Because I know I'll be getting a letter from you tomorrow.
Friday.
Friday, all right. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, residents. As the Mayor stated, this past Tuesday, there was, not this past Tuesday.
It was
last week.
Right.
There was a Transportation Committee meeting, and one of the concerns was the Stage 3 University Parkway project, which was leaded in June, came in $900,000 over the allocated funds. And one of the things that we worked out with the Transportation Committee was going back for a rebid. And based on us going back for the rebid and some of the tweaking of the contract, they guaranteed that whatever amount it came in, that they would support us. The bid came in this past Friday. It was still a little high. It was 4.7. But needless to say that they did, as the mayor said, send out a straw poll vote, which we will be getting support from mayors and managers to get the 4.7 to move forward with the project.
So thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Townsend for assisting with all he does. He's a very valuable person in the Village University Park. So this $4 million we voted on yesterday, and $1 million we'll be getting, so that's a favor of University Park. So as soon as I get that letter, we'll sign it, and I want to thank the mayors that voted with me to get us that $4 million. Thank you. And with that said, there's one more thing, excuse me. We're talking to Metro as well. Metro, I asked them to do a green-based service. I've been on transportation, I take total advantage of what they have for us. They're gonna look and make a project of the Metro Center, Metro Station rather, they're gonna do some rehabs on that, a new face. And here, there is a contest here, and I'll give you this to put in the village. Make Safety Your Focus, 10th Annual Essay Poster. And the first prize is the iPad. Second prize is $250. Third prize is $100 for our children to participate in that. So please, 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 we'll post this and participate in that as well. I will be in South Carolina next Thursday. No charge to the village on the conference. So that's something too that we will be having. We had a meeting also. I had a meeting with Kevin Johnson the other day down in Larry Johnson Rogers' office, and he's a courteous, nice, kind billionaire that allowed us to have a meeting there with the mayors, where I had a meet and greet, opening doors for the village and University Park, and I'm really happy about that, what we're doing. And I want everyone to know that this village is on the move, no matter how. A handful will not destroy us, they won't make or break us. We're on the move out there in University Park. We're gonna be positive, we're gonna work together on this board. No one will come against us, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I mean that. And that's what we're gonna do. No weapon against this village, no matter how it looks. And we need to really focus on that because people are looking at us, and a little bitty handful being so negative, that doesn't help us. That doesn't make us look good at all. Other people may work together. Let's work together, and I'm praying and defeating and putting my feet on the devil's neck of anything that comes against this village and try to make it look bad. We're gonna make this happen, no matter how hard it is, we're going to do it. And pray for our president, because I saw the news for Halloween, he gave out healthy bars. No matter what our poor president does, he gets persecuted for it. So when you're doing good, you can always know that you're gonna be attacked. But that's okay, because I will be persecuted for his name's sake. Thank you all for here today, and I ask for a motion that we will please ask for an adjournment. There's a motion to adjourn a session.
So moved.
Executive session. Motion to go in executive session.
For purposes
For
of,
purpose of, for what? Purpose of.
where are we going?
For personnel matters and pending or imminent litigation.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, last announcement, there will be we're gonna start a workshop here for our children. So look for that on our flyers and in our newsletter for STEM. Software, technology, and engineering. Thank you. Joe? Trustee Gomez? Second. All in favor? Okay, thank you all.